I believe a qualifier exists in having any conversation about ethics. One must acknowledge the fact that if humans are unable to save themselves from themselves through the degradation of the environment and/or an inability to colonize other planets, then any questioning of how humans treat other sentient beings is irrelevant. This is the basis for my partially nihilistic, wholly scientific, but not pessimistic worldview. Although I cannot conjure a compelling story to explain how I developed this worldview, I can explain how my development shaped my devotion to acting upon these beliefs. I've always loved fishing in Sarasota Bay. If I were near the water, a fishing rod was invariably with me. Through the years, I came to not only love the fishing that our local waters provided, but also the whole ecosystem. The ebb and flow of tides, mangrove swamps, wildlife, and sandbars would become all too familiar to me as I trudged up and down the bay for hours upon hours during hot summers. As I matured, my involvement with the local environment persisted. I subscribed to newsletters from Suncoast Waterkeeper, a local conservation organization, to keep updated on bayside developments. Catch and release with biodegradable plastics became my go-to fishing method, but my sentiment didn't stop there. I was overcome with the notion that it was my obligation to give back to the environment, which had provided me with so many years of satisfaction. Fortunately, I was given this opportunity my 8th grade summer. In July of 2013, I testified in a hearings committee in downtown Sarasota on behalf of the youth of Sarasota and Suncoast Waterkeeper. A project was proposed by a waterfront landowner to dredge a swath of fertile seabed for a private boat launch. I found the proposition to be completely absurd, considering the area is one of my main fishing spots and an estuary for many species, including speckled trout, redfish, and snook. In a voice of nervousness and conviction, admittedly, I delivered the poignant message that the continual exploitation of our natural resources by private entities will eventually rob future generations of the opportunity to enjoy these delicate coastal resources. Fortunately, the city ended up rejecting the permit for the project. Taking an active role in protecting my community's natural resources has led me to the realization that I'm going to spend my life dedicated to its preservation. Although I didn't realize it at 12 years old, now I understand that there simply is far too much to lose if action isn't taken in sustainable directions. Early in my life, I decided I would not be a bystander in the misuse of the public aquatic commons, and this decision has impacted the direction of my professional life. Attaining an environmental engineering degree from the University of Florida and eventually working in sustainable fishery design and management, coastline management, or Everglades restoration will allow me to both actively work to protect the environment, which nurtured my development, but it will also help me refute the nihilistic outcomes I fear for humanity if such work is not accomplished.